Welcome, welcome. Those that are not from Miami or Florida in general. Isn't this an amazing place? So happy to be here. What a great excuse to come here, right? So anyways, I am Laura DiBella, and I have the pleasure and honor of being the Secretary of Commerce, President and CEO of Enterprise Florida. We wear multiple hats, which I'll talk a little bit about here today, but we chiefly are the economic development arm for the state of Florida, and we have an incredible amount of activity going on in this state, which I'll lightly touch on for you all here today, but cannot say enough just how great it is to be in Miami. I always say whenever I come here, I've lived here twice in my life. It was the best years of my life, both of those times. So it's great to be back, albeit for about 24 hours, and then I'll surely be back again soon. So why are we here today? We're here today because Florida is amazing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is happening in our great state. So we are the 15th largest economy in the world. If we were to be a country, we would be right in line with Mexico and Indonesia. We are 1.44 trillion GDP. And that has grown from 1.4 as of from last year. We are the third largest state in the nation at 22.7 million in population, and we have, no joke, 4.47 million in net income migration coming to this state an hour. That is up from 2.7 million in 2021 an hour. So we have an immense amount of wealth coming into our state, an immense amount of investment coming into our state. We are seeing numbers that we have never experienced before, and it is creating an environment that we are absolutely expanding upon and exploiting to the nth degree, and a large reason why you are all here today. So you are sitting at the Wall Street South. You are, which is Miami now. We are at the cruise capital of the world here for Miami, that's right. Another great excuse to come here. Miami Airport is the #1 airport in the nation in terms of passenger rail, in terms of passengers and cargo. And I could go on and on and on as far as all that goes. We are #1 in talent development. We are #1 in minority business development. We are #1 in, let's see, what else? We are the #1 as far as our nation's top colleges. We have 4 in the top 50 here in the state. And we just keep expanding as we go and keep getting better and better in our ranks as far as everything is concerned. So another hat that I have, that I wear is the president of the Florida Opportunity Fund. I have our executive director, Robert Harvey, with us here today. The innovation space is a huge area for us. Florida is truly the innovation state, I should say. And where I can point to that is in many areas. #1 being our space activity. Who would have ever thought that we would be launching rockets as frequently as we do now in Florida? We are launching, on average, 2 rockets a week off of the coast, the Space Coast, not too far from here. But that's so roughly about 100 is what we're planning for this year. But that is not all. When you start thinking about where the space activity is going, Florida is truly the space state altogether. Because when you take infrastructure that is largely water or landing infrastructure, and we have 14 operating seaports, imagine what can happen with some of the other areas of our state when it comes to space activity. It blows everyone's mind when we start talking about that. So be prepared. Not saying there's going to be space activity right here, but there could be. But you're seeing a lot of the innovation around that type of application that is really growing, and it's growing through all of our seaports here. So that is on the space side. On the tech side, Miami is truly the tech capital of the nation now. We are the startup, #1 in startups. Florida beat California in 2020, and we've never looked back. We are averaging over 200,000 startups a year, 200,000 more than California. now. And again, those are last year's numbers, so we're waiting for more information on that front, and certainly it's going to add to that number. Just yesterday in our Coral Gables office, I was here. That's why I wasn't at CoMotion. I was meeting with 3 separate tech companies that are not considering, they are coming here. So it is just an incredible ecosystem that is expanding in droves. So Miami is the place. You know, we have Tampa that's also seeing a tremendous amount of activity, Orlando, all parts of the state, but truly it has all started here. A lot of that has to do with our international culture and flavor. We are the self-proclaimed and truly the gateway to Latin America. All of the innovation and different cultures that are blending here are adding to the environment that everything can be done here, anything can be done here, and it is making us just launch into a different stratosphere as far as the possibilities of where Florida is going. So I won't get into the transportation side of just all the rearranging of supply chains and where that is going, but Florida is incredibly positioned on that front, and we're so excited, and Port Miami is one of the biggest recipients of what is occurring there in terms of reshoring and nearshoring. It is an exciting time. It is truly an exciting time for us here in Florida. We have so much to be excited for, and we see a really big area in terms of innovation around the advanced air mobility space. So we have quite a bit of companies in that arena here today, and many others that we are talking to. Florida is the Goldilocks of markets for advanced air mobility as far as different modes of transportation and how we're going to see a transformational culture in terms of how we're going to move around this state. And for somebody that moves around this state a whole lot, I can't wait for all of this to come online. So be prepared. There's more to come. Florida is probably the most innovative state it has ever been today, and it is on its way to much greater heights. So I'm really pleased and honored to have you all with us today. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful show. I'll be here for a little bit afterwards the fact, and I look forward to meeting those that I have not met already. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you.